Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Dumpster Cam. As I'm sure you saw by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing more dumpster dive meals. So these are all meals made completely of things that I found while dumpster diving at grocery stores, pharmacies, things like that. It is all free. It was all once in the garbage. You won't see me finding it in this video. I'm just going to be putting it together, but all of this was trash at one point. So we're going to start with a breakfast meal, and I'm just going to put some eggs with spinach, cheese. I'm going to mix in a little sour cream to make it fluffier, and this is onion powder that I made from dehydrated onions. Probably have to make more of that soon. It's just a process. So that's going to be the eggs, and then I'm going to make a smoothie over here with some bananas that I froze. This Greek yogurt, I did freeze one of those, so we'll throw that in there as well. And then some blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and a little bit of this green powder, which I also dehydrated a whole bunch of greens, kale, mustard greens, spinach, things like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And then I'm going to make a basic little toast with peanut butter using this sandwich thin that I have had in my freezer for a very long time. Some of the peanut butter, obviously, and then an orange on the side. So we are having a very big, very hearty breakfast, and I'll show you a little bit of the process and then the finished product. So we're just going to do 2 eggs today, and I did add some paprika as well. I'm going to put in, I don't know, this much sour cream, stir it all together, and then I just cut up the cheese because I didn't feel like grabbing the shredder. So we're going to obviously cook that all up. And I forgot to mention that obviously I have to put some milk in the smoothie. All I have found is whole milk. Usually that's not what I would use, but you know, it'll be great and creamy. So I had another clip of the smoothie before blending it, but somehow there was no sound on it. So here we are, already blend, already poured into this fabulous cup that I found dumpster diving many years ago, but very thick, delicious, and creamy. Here's the eggs and the orange. Just got to finish the toast and then put the peanut butter on. And this is a wonderful, free start to the day. Our next meal is just going to be lunch, and I'm going to keep it real easy. I'm packing a lunch to go, and I'm going to bring it to work with me today. So I'm just going to make a little turkey sandwich, bring some muffins that I found a while ago, and a little pickle pack, one of these canned pears, and this diet green tea that I both found quite a while ago and I'm just now finishing. And I'm just going to bring this to work with me today. Back to another breakfast meal, and we are keeping it very simple. I'm just pouring a bowl of these Honey Nut Cheerios Medley Crunch that I found quite a while ago and topping it with some of the whole milk. So super easy today. Okay, we are moving on in our free foods here, and we're changing it up a little bit, and I am pressure canning chicken. If you saw my haul a little while ago, this was a big bag of Tyson chicken leg and thigh quarters, and usually I use chicken breast, which is much easier because I don't have to fight with the bone and the skin and everything. So I got as much off as I could. I got 7 of these little pint jars. I am going to go ahead and pressure can them, just following the exact instructions in my Presto little book that it came with. So those are in there, and then again, like I said, don't mind my kitchen, it is a process. I have the leftover bones and skin and meat that I couldn't get off from the chicken in there, as well as a packet of beef jerky, and I am going to make that some meat broth. Alright, it has been many hours. The chicken is done, and it's still kind of doing its process right now. I actually opened one and put a little bit out for beefy. I did not put any salt or seasoning in here at all because cats are going to be eating most of these. I'm going to bring one to my mom as well. We just put it on top of the cat food. They really love it. And for anybody who has never pressure canned before, you just put the chicken or the food in. There's different ways to do it, but I do the raw kind. So I just put in raw chicken, no water, no juice, no anything, and it just kind of cooks and preserves itself in the pressure canner. As you can see, there's still some bubbles going up because it's still kind of sealing at the moment, but yeah. So there's that, and then here's my chicken broth that I'm going to strain right now. There's chicken and then the beef jerky like I mentioned, and I actually put in 2 of the small onions, as well as some salt and some sage. So I'm going to strain this and put this in the fridge for later use. Here is all the chicken broth I got, and this is like a giant jar. So like I said, I'm going to put this in the fridge. I can definitely pressure can this as well, but I have some plans to make soup coming up here, so I don't think I will need to do that. So again, I'll keep you updated. Next meal of the video from free finding from the dumpster are these little pizza bagels. I'm feeling very tired and lazy right now, so I'm just going to cook up these pizza bagels in the oven. And to make it a little more wholesome, I'm going to have some Greek yogurt with raspberries and blueberries. So an easy lunch, but a good and free lunch at that. And here it is. I was going to make soup today. I have 2 different kinds of soups I'm planning on making because I have so many ingredients that will fit for soup, but I'm just not feeling it today, so I went with this easy lunch instead, and it will still be delicious. Alright, next meal, we're back to breakfast, and we are going to have a little bit of fun with this one. So, as you guys know, I found this chocolate chip cookie mix in the Aldi dumpster, and I was thinking, and I was like, yes, I love chocolate chip cookies, but what could I make to like actually eat this for a meal? So I had this pancake mix in my pantry already, and I looked at the ingredients on both of them, and they are almost identical. So I am going to follow the cooking instructions on the pancake mix, but use the cookie mix, you know what I mean? So I'm going to use this, but follow these instructions and try to make pancakes with it. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. It's just an egg and half a cup of milk. And I'm excited. And then over here I just have 2 slices of that bacon I found cooking up. So this is going to be hopefully a very tasty breakfast. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but we're going to try it out, see how it goes. It's a little bit thinner than I like my pancake batter, but definitely not super, unusually thin. And my favorite thing to do is to fry my pancakes in the bacon grease. And this way they turn into almost like funnel cakes. Plus, then I don't have to worry about disposing of the bacon grease because it just turns into the pancakes. So let's see how it goes. I'll start one up here and let you guys know. So busy kitchen right now. My pancakes are still cooking over here, but I'm going to go ahead and prep for lunch as well. I'm going to make a little minestrone soup, obviously using the broth that I made as the base. Last night I cooked up some onions, celery, zucchini, and tomatoes. And I pre-cooked some noodles as well. So I'm just going to put these on warm. I'm going to be gone for about 4 hours. So, it'll be very soft by the time I get home. I'm going to use that broth, and then I'm going to use a little bit of marinara pasta sauce to turn it into like a red broth. And then I'm also going to put in some of the spinach that I found. So let me do that, and I'll show you what it looks like to start here. All right, here it is, looking very delicious. Obviously the spinach will wilt and cook down. And I forgot to mention that I'm adding a can of white beans. I pressure canned these quite a few months ago, and this is where they're going. So I'm going to throw those in and come back in a few hours. Back to the pancakes now. I have my bacon. I decided to serve it with a banana, and I have my pancakes here. I always top my pancakes with peanut butter and then syrup, both of which came from the dumpster. The only thing with these pancakes is they cooked a little bit darker than regular pancakes, but they are definitely pancakes nonetheless. So I'm going to eat these, and I'm sure enjoy my chocolate chip cookie pancakes. And I'm back. It's about 4 hours since my last clip, maybe 5, and my soup is ready to go. I ended up putting it on low rather than warm just because it wasn't really doing anything. So I think that was a good choice. Definitely a little bit healthier after that hefty breakfast I had. I'm going to shred some of this Parmesan cheese on it and maybe cut off a little bit of this bread that I've had in my freezer for like 2 months now. So some minestrone soup for lunch. So I am heading to work now. I'm actually running a few minutes behind, but I'm just packing the snack. It is 2 apples because they were the tiniest little apples I've ever seen in my entire life. So 2 apples and then like 2 tablespoons of that sea salt caramel dessert hummus. And I tried it off of the spoon a little bit. It's not super sweet. It doesn't taste like hummus per se, but I think with the apples it'll be better. So that's what I'm going to take for snack today. Okay, it's late at night. I got home from work. I'm having a little snack of just a cheese stick, but I wanted to show you the actual hummus container. Sea salt caramel dessert hummus. It was very tasty with the apples. I wouldn't like eat it by the spoonful or anything, but with the apples it was very delicious. Moving on to our next meal, all of which was free and came from the dumpster. We are making a breakfast sandwich. So again, I have 2 pieces of bacon going over here. I'm going to cook up an egg, put some melted cheese on it, cut some bread up, and then put some avocado on the bread, which isn't something I would normally do. I'm not like a huge avocado person, but I think it'll be good. Use it as a little spread. If you had like cream cheese, that would also be good on this. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of this hot sauce because this stuff is quite intense. So I'm going to cook all that up, assemble the sandwich, and then show you guys that. Cut to the finished product, and I just have it open-faced right now, but I have like a over easy egg with cheese that kind of slid off. And I ended up using 1 small avocado, half on each side, some hot sauce, 2 slices of bacon, and then some of the bread that I toasted, and I'm actually very excited to try this. And then I'm just going to serve it with some blueberries and raspberries again, so those don't end up going bad. And this is another delicious breakfast. Coming back with one more recipe, and I think this is going to be the last meal that I make for this video. But this is going to be my big meal for the day. Usually I don't really even eat dinner just by the way my schedule is, but this is going to be my big meal for the day. And the ingredients I'm going to be using are one of the steaks that I cut from that giant strip roast that I found, some milk, a little bit of sour cream, broccoli, a lemon, mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, an egg, some more spinach, and some of the noodles that I have cooked and left over from the minestrone. So let me get started and I'll update you along the way. Midway progress, and my kitchen is a whole mess right now, but I just have some milk and, oh, it's not looking too good. Milk and sour cream in here. It might have curdled. I might have to start that over. But this is where I'm going to be making like a cheese sauce. I'm just kind of eyeballing everything because I'm trying not to make, big amounts of food when it's just me. But I'm going to make a cheese sauce in here, and I don't have flour, so I'm going to use the egg to kind of bind it all together. We'll see how that goes. I might have to start that over. And then I have one of my steaks in here. The onion powder is from the dumpster, the pepper and salt as well. The butter this time is not, although I have found butter from the dumpster before, so I guess that's my one cheat this video is the butter. So I'm just cooking this on really low right now, and then I'll flip it and go from there. And then in the oven at the moment, I just have about half of a crown of broccoli roasting in there. Okay, next update on this meal, and we're actually going along great. I just added a little bit more milk into that, and it ended up being fine. And then I had grated up the mozzarella and a little bit of Parmesan cheese and added that in. And then I threw in the spinach and the noodles that I had pre-cooked from the last meal that I made. And I threw in also a little bit of this green powder. Got to get in those vegetables. And that is cooking away. It's not cooking anymore, but the noodles are getting warm. And then I think I'm going to throw on a little bit of panko breadcrumbs that I have had in my pantry for a very long time, also from the dumpster, and stick that in the oven for just a bit as well. Please don't mind my dirty stove. And then I have my steak here. I've never been really great at cooking meat, but I don't think I've overcooked it. It looks kind of overcooked, but I really don't think I did. That is also currently off, so I'll see how that goes after it's done resting for just a bit. And then the broccoli is out. I'm just going to put some lemon juice on it, and then I grated a little bit more Parmesan cheese to put on that as well. And here is the final reveal. The broccoli is nice and roasted, and like I said, I put lemon and Parmesan on that. The steak is cooked perfectly. As you can see, I cut it in the middle. It's like a good medium rare in there, so that's great. And this thing is huge. I don't think I'm going to eat this whole thing. And confession for me, I don't own any steak knives because, like I mentioned in a few of my videos, I don't buy beef products because of how expensive they are. So I don't own steak knives. I do eat steak, but like not at my house. So I'm just going to be using this little guy for my steak. And then here is my bowl of macaroni, which again, I think looks delicious. And that was fun because that was a really easy, just kind of throw together cheese recipe to follow. Like I said, I didn't measure anything. I just eyeballed it until it was a good consistency. So this is definitely going to be a delicious, hearty meal. Let me know what your favorite meal or what you think your favorite meal would have been that I made in this video. I obviously haven't eaten this one yet, but I'm going to have to say the breakfast sandwich that I just made earlier. That was very delicious, and I think I will make that again, even if I don't have those items from the dumpster, but I still have extras, so they will be from the dumpster. And I don't know, this is just something that I like to do, even if I don't film these dumpster-free meals. Obviously, I still eat them because I do, especially in this cold weather, like to find things, you know, usually in the Aldi trash. So let me know what your favorite thing was below, and I will be back soon with more dumpster diving food, home update, all of that good stuff related videos, and I can't wait to be back. Thank you so much.